Who would have thought? Atletico de Madrid. 5 goals indeed. All right, let's bring in Sid Lowe. Very clean-looking Sid Lowe, and not quite angry yet. We're going to get to that later, Sid. But let's talk about this result, because on paper, it looked like it could have been a decent competition. But did you expect it to be this easy for Simeone's men?
No, in fact, I didn't expect it to be easy at all. Atletico Madrid have been really poor away from home this season. In the last few weeks, there's been a sense, I think, of fatigue around the team. It is true that they saw the Copa del Rey as an opportunity to win something, as the easiest opportunity they're going to have to win something. Of course, this is already the quarter-final stage. But no one, I think, expected this against a Betis side who are fifth in La Liga, who are the best, if you like, of the non-Champions League teams in Spain, and who have largely been pretty strong at home. And so this was a complete surprise, not just in the victory itself, in the size of the victory, but in the nature of it, the quality of the football that Atletico Madrid played. I think this was the best, certainly the first half was the best 45 minutes of football I think we've seen from them all season.
And how much of that, Sid, was down to Ademola Lookman? Because if he continues like this, Atleti definitely could be looking like a real threat going forward.
Yeah, he was brilliant, and there was an enthusiasm about him which I think led the team through. I like the fact that he was playing right through the middle rather than out wide, although he would drift into those left-hand side positions and then come back inside again. I think there was something about Atletico Madrid all the way through the team, though. What was really striking for me this evening was how well they brought the ball out from the back and then allowed the pitch to open up once they'd overcome that first wave of pressure. And then running into space, they were just unstoppable. And Lookman was absolutely brilliant. I mean, it's genuinely as good a debut performance as I can remember for Atletico Madrid, except perhaps Luis Suarez's debut when he scored twice when he came on for just 20 minutes. But it was a fantastic start for him. And I don't know if you caught it a couple of times. The cameras picked up on Mateo Alemany, who's the new director of football at Atletico Madrid, and he was there kind of smiling as if to say, there we go. That's why you brought me in, because I'm the guy that can manage a transfer window and bring you these kind of players.
Ale, what do you make of this kind of new look Atleti? Of course, we've seen that they've brought in some players. They have lost some players like Conor Gallagher.
And we can talk about Rodrygo Mendoza and Obed Vargas if you so desire, but really the headliner in terms of the winter transfer is Ademola Lookman.
Yeah.
And the reason as to why he's important and will be important for this team is that he changes the profile of this group offensively. You think about what Atletico Madrid has become at times is sort of Julián Álvarez kind of running around, and then the big figure sort of picture of Alexander Sorloth, who is not a guy who's going to beat anybody with speed. And so it really, I think, changes who they are offensively, because now you have opportunities for counterattacks that were available before only through Giuliano Simeone, maybe Llorente, but mostly Giuliano Simeone. Now, in combination play, actually, if you break the initial first line of pressure, in this case of Betis, you have in Lookman a guy who can run in behind. And actually, you can get a counterattack opportunity that wasn't actually part of the makeup offensively of Atletico Madrid. So in that sense, it makes a big difference for them. But as I said in the highlight, Ademola Lookman is a player who has the pace, has the speed, but it's also quite inconsistent. Today, it was very good against Betis and exposed some of the frailties that Betis had defensively, and particularly when Betis had to go and chase the game, it opened more spaces for Lookman. And that in itself, I think, is good for Atletico Madrid, and it gives Simeone yet another option offensively. But let's not get crazy. It's a step forward. It's not a leap forward.
5 goals kind of gets me a little bit excited, Shaka.
And so it should, especially against a team like Betis. It's a good start in the Cup, and to Sid's point, kind of given their struggles on the road, it ticks a whole lot of boxes. But it's one result. I'm all right getting excited, even if Ali doesn't.
No, it's not that I wasn't excited. It's just,
Alice being the pragmatic.
Hey, let's just calm down a bit.
A little bit.
I'm just saying.
All right, well, here's a look at the teams that will be heading into the semi-finals of the Copa del Rey. Barça, Real Sociedad, Athletic Club de Bilbao, and Atletico de Madrid. The draw for the semi-final is tomorrow. All right, remember when I told you that Sid is just one angry, medium-sized man? Well, let's get into it. He has been ranting and tweeting, starting with this one, thinking that contact means foul is, in my opinion, the great conceptual problem that Spanish refereeing and video refereeing, protocol-based, have. Well, he didn't stop there because something else ticked him off, and he had to tweet this: pretty fed up with hearing there's contact as justification for aberrations. The issue isn't whether there's contact. The issue is whether there's a foul. And no, it's not the same. The problem is that there are many, including those who handle the VAR, who believe that it is. All right, well, our Frank Leboeuf is joining us for this absolute Sid Lowe rant. And Sid, oh my days, we have combed through all of your tweets from 2026, and there's a lot of ranting and raving. You are so angry, Sid, this year. Why?
We're seeing it taken completely away from the natural process of the game, and we're seeing minute detail, and we're elevating that to the deciding factor again and again. And that, for me, is the problem. Is I was just about to swear. Then I'm going to try not to. We are taking bureaucratic. We are taking bureaucratic nonsense. We are taking irrelevant moments in games, and we are elevating them to the status of game-deciding moments week after week in Spain. Now, I think it's really important to make this point, by the way. This is a Spanish thing. I think VAR obviously has an impact in the Premier League, and I'm sure you lot will have moments in the Premier League that annoy you. But Spain has a particular problem with the VAR, I think, and the way that the game is conceptualised. And essentially, put in the most simple terms, the bar for where we're setting a foul has become so low that I think too often games are being decided by things that are largely irrelevant. I really liked Mallorca's coach, Arrasate, talking about this, and he complained about as an irrelevant action, which I think is one of the ones we'll see, by the way, deciding the game for them. The following week, they got two ropey penalties, and he said after that game, I don't want to win like this either.
Is it going to make him angry that I think both of the plays that we have shown, in my mind, they're penalties?
Oh.
Is that going to make him angrier?
Do you know why that is, Ali? Because you made a career out of diving in the penalty areas. You absolutely love these two. That's why.
We got him! We got him!
And do you know what? Even if he doesn't bite, he's not going to book you. Less than 5 players have been booked this year for diving.
Go on, Frank.
And Sid, sorry to interfere, but who started it? That's the guy who goes on the floor. He started to make the contact, if we are talking about the contact. So if you want to punish somebody, you have to punish the first one. You always punish the reaction. That's insane, because people, they're trying to take that opportunity to put somebody out. So you push him, the guy reacts, touching you a little bit of your face, go on the floor, and you win. The guy is going to be sent off. That's insane, really insane.
From the perspective of the diving camp.
From the president and founder.
and what we teach on Thursdays at the diving camp. You know, nothing egregious and flagrant has happened in this particular sequence when the player that has had the hand put on his face slightly takes a pause before he goes down. If he had attended the diving camp, he would know that you go down the moment you feel that contact.
Any sorts of contact.
Because the pause gives you away, the pause gives away the fact that you're now embellishing.
Yeah.
All I'm saying is it's an open invitation for anybody to attend the diving camp, and we'll teach you.
That's level 3, though. That's level 3 of the old diving camp.
How much are you charging, Ali, for lessons at your diving school? Shall I risk wading into really dangerous territory here?
Oh, go on, wade away.
Let's wade into really dangerous territory here. I don't think we've got the clips of these, and this is where on YouTube, down below the line, everybody wades into me and calls me all sorts of rude names. Shall we go to last weekend's game at the Santiago Bernabeu, in which Real Madrid won a penalty in the last minute? Now, I don't want to talk about the penalty they won in the last minute. I'm not interested in that because, you can debate whether that's a penalty or not. From my view, it is a penalty. But shall we talk about the 3 Real Madrid players who dived looking for penalties because they were increasingly desperate in the 20 minutes or so before then? Now, what happened to those 3 players? Shall I tell you the answer? Nothing. Mbappe tried it once, Vinicius tried it once, and I think it was Brahim Diaz tried it once. Now, this isn't about, again, let me insist on what I've been saying all the way through the show. This isn't about Real Madrid, but this is the if you like, the high-profile example which everybody has fresh in their mind. If those 3 players think, well, there's literally no risk in me diving. If I'm really lucky, I might be able to provoke some contact. If I'm really lucky, the referee will fall for it, give the penalty, and because the VAR says, well, there is some contact, I will win the penalty. And I think it's an important point here. There's a difference between they gave away a penalty and I won a penalty. In those three cases, it was I won a penalty. And this is, for me, part of the big conceptual flaw in all of this, is that because we're allowing the VAR to say, well, we won't touch it if there's contact. If we're allowing referees to say, well, if there's contact, it's a foul. If we're allowing, well, if there's contact, anything goes, whether it's diving, holding your face, even though you've been hit in the chest, whether it's tumbling in the area, even though there's almost nothing there, then if we're allowing that to happen, we're essentially saying to players who are going to go and try and invent a penalty or going to go and try and get someone sent off, as we saw in the Basque Derby, we're saying to them, yeah, have a go, because you have got no risk whatsoever. It's time we got yellow cards out for diving. I think that's another part of this.
Well, that was an angry time, but we ended up laughing. But a lot of people are angry with our Alex Kirkland in social media because he had this to say in his article about Real Madrid. He says, I'm still not entirely convinced that a side with Kylian Mbappe, Vinny Jr. and Jude Bellingham in it can function consistently and well. He also went on to say, how often have we seen the team play really well? It happened in flashes, but in the majority of games over the last 18 months, the side has looked disjointed, especially against elite opposition. All right, Ale, what did you make of what our colleague Alex Kirkland had to say here?
Makes a fair point. The lack of structure and organization of Real Madrid it's very clear to see. I do think there is a world in which you can play with all these three players, but you have to change the look of the team and the approach and mindset of the players that we just mentioned. Vinny has to play more central with Kylian Mbappe, side by side. Can't just park yourself on the left-hand side. Both of them have to be willing to do the work defensively and chase around, and at the very least, make the play predictable for other teams when other teams are trying to play it at the back. I'm not saying that you have to chase all the way back there, but at the very least, shade the play to one side or the other so that it makes it easier to defend. As for Jude Bellingham, I think there is a role underneath Vinny and Mbappe. And he can be the presence inside the 18-yard box, which he was in his first season in La Liga, successfully so. I think those things can happen. But in order for those things to happen, they have to have structure behind it that also supports that builds a platform so that these guys can do what makes them some of the best players in the world. And that platform that I'm talking about does not exist because Tchouaméni hasn't become the player that they thought he would, because Camavinga hasn't become the player that they thought he would. They have lost other players that control the pace of the game, mainly Toni Kroos, and they have lost control of matches. And so while we focus on those three names on the front side of the team, the back side of the team, the middle third of the team is where I think this team has the most issues.
Sid, what about you? What do you make of what Alex had to say? Of course, he's also alluding to the fact that a lot of these players, they're not going to track back.
I mean, obviously, look, I'm all in favour of anything that encourages people to wade in on Alex Kirkland. I think it's very cruel the way that we're trying to expose him. I basically everything Ali said, I think I agree with, and everything that Alex has said, I think I agree with him. I think the evidence so far is that it's difficult to make this work. I don't think it's necessarily impossible. I think there needs to be a structure built, and I think I would add one extra thing to what Ali was saying, which is that what Ali's talking about in terms of the structure. This is precisely one of the reasons why Xabi Alonso came, to try and create that structure, to try and make this a team that had an identity, that had a clear pattern, that had clear positions. And I think Jude Bellingham, in a way, is the most interesting one in all this. Because Jude Bellingham, is he a 10? Is he an 8? Is he a 6? What's his role? Where do we want him to be? Which parts of the pitch do we want him to be in? And I think what Alex says is entirely rational, that so far what we've seen is that it isn't quite working with these three. I think Ali's right. It's broader than that. But that you have to find a way to make it work. And so far, it hasn't been easy to do so. And so yeah, completely.
Frank's going to come in.
I really think so. Sorry. Yeah, Alexei. I mean, Alex is absolutely and 100% right about his comment. But he should have done that statement a little bit before, and he could have done that statement before, because we had the best example in the world some years ago at Paris Saint-Germain, and when Mbappe signed, and I saw Vinicius Junior, Jude Bellingham, I said even before they tried to play together that it could be a problem because they don't track back and because they don't make the effort for the rest of the team. And we had the best example with Paris Saint-Germain, where you had Messi, Neymar, and Mbappe not doing the job. And I don't know why. Xabi Alonso tried to correct that, putting Vinicius Junior sometimes on the bench. Alex said it on his tweet as well. But you cannot play nowadays without one or two or even one players not tracking back, not doing the job. It's impossible. You cannot have a superstar doing the superstar. It's impossible. Maybe it was possible before, but nowadays, impossible.
All right, well, if you are questioning Kylian Mbappe's work rate, don't you worry, because his national team coach is going to come to his defense. Didier Deschamps was asked about it, and he had this to say: if you want him to run a minimum of 11 kilometers per game, don't bother, because he won't do it. It's true that a striker must also be selfish, but I can assure you that in the functioning of the French national team, he behaves like a captain. Frank, you agree?
Yes, he won't do 11 kilometers. I would love him to do only 6 kilometers. That would be already good, Yeah, he's a captain, and I know he's a very smart guy, very well educated, and I'm sure he takes care of his teammates outside of the field. I would love more commitment. I'm sorry, Didier Deschamps has named him as a captain. He's not going to say what everybody can see. That, yes, he's a fantastic player. Yes, he can score goals and goals like easy peasy timing. But we want to see more involvement. We want to see something like you belong to a tactic, you belong to a scheme of playing, which is not, I play the ball and when I lose it, run for me, get me the ball back. I don't want to see that. It's impossible. I would have never played like that. And I'm pretty sure Didier Deschamps would have had Kylian Mbappe as a teammate. After 2 minutes, he would have run him behind him and tackled him for not running back. So I don't agree with that. Totally agree with that.
To that point, I agree with Deschamps in that I have no issue with Mbappe if he's not running 11 kilometers and he's scoring and he's giving what I ask him to do. I'll agree with Frank in that oftentimes we're looking for our captain to be the spark. When things aren't going well, he's the one that drives the team forward, and Kylian Mbappe is not that player.
Yeah.
He will always grab the headlines, he'll be the star of the show, but he's not the one you look to when things aren't going well. And to that point, if you look back at the 2022 final, you have a team built around a player like Kylian Mbappe, or his lack of running, however you want to look at it, but it still functions well. And when the World Cup final was getting away from them, Deschamps takes off Giroud, moves Kylian Mbappe to the middle, still not tracking back, but has the cover, has the legs around Kylian Mbappe, that France now get themselves back in the final. Final, they lost on penalties, of course. And I think that's the difference here. You can afford one. You can afford one player running less than 11 kilometers with the quality of a Kylian Mbappe. You can't afford two. You certainly cannot afford three. And that's the big issue right now for Real Madrid.
All right, well, speaking of Real Madrid and kind of Kylian Mbappe, the one who was missing out on appearances at Real Madrid was this man, the youngster from Brazil, Endrick. But since he's left Real Madrid, at least on loan to go over to Lyon, well, things have been going well. Just have a look at these stats. Just in 5 games for Lyon, he already has 5 goals and 1 assist, whereas at Real Madrid, he had only 3 games, 0 goals and 0 assists. Ale, now we're hearing that everyone in the hierarchy at Real Madrid is questioning why Xabi Alonso probably didn't give him more of a chance. And we know that the easy answer is, who's he going to come in for at this rate? But now it's looking like they're questioning if they've lost something special.
Well, the first thing that I would say to those that are questioning this is, Lyon, with all due respect, is not Real Madrid. Mm-hmm. It's not. It isn't. And I have to imagine that he didn't see enough of him, whether at training, whether the way that he carried himself, or when he got opportunities to actually put him out on the field consistently when there were opportunities to do so. In comes another manager from a completely different approach, who's far more structured, who's far more organized, who's far more about this is what we need to do specifically, and this is the role that I think would make you a successful player. And that didn't quite work out either. And so, if 2 managers from 2 different perspectives have looked at the player and said, it's just not working here, it tells me that maybe, dare I say, maybe we look at the player and look at what he was bringing to Real Madrid, what he was not doing at Real Madrid, that now he's doing at Lyon.
Frank?
So Ali, you are saying that playing for Lyon it's easier than playing for Real Madrid. So you are saying that you are more served and you have more chances to score when you play for Lyon than when you play for Real Madrid, where normally you have the players to give you the balls and to make sure that you are getting into a good position to score goals. So I agree with you with maybe that he's too young, maybe he's not ready. But what he's doing right now with Lyon is creating chances, is getting responsibilities in the game where he should have been served and better served maybe from Real Madrid players.
I'm not going to have a discussion with you, Frank, as to whether Lyon is at the same level of Real Madrid. That is just not going to happen.
I didn't say that.
Well, Real Madrid,
I didn't say that.
Real Madrid is at a higher level than Lyon, and the expectation that comes with it and the pressure that comes with it are different than that of Lyon. And so now here's a player that goes into a different setup where he's wanted, where he's appreciated, where he feels like he can be the guy, he has a chance to breathe, and now we're seeing some of the flashes that we saw with Real Madrid. But that can only happen if he made this move. If he were right now at Real Madrid, he would not be doing what he currently is doing at Lyon. I think that's clear.
Still talking about Real Madrid.
The Oscars, they play the music, Frank.
Because Real Madrid are playing Benfica yet again in the Champions League in just 2 weeks' time. Now, Real Madrid are favorites despite the fact that they'll have to do it without the likes of Jude Bellingham, who has a hamstring injury. And now we are hearing that Rodrygo will be missing both legs because he got a red card for verbal abuse after what was quite a fiery match last time these two sides met. So, Sid, how big of a deal is this now that Rodrygo will be missing out as well as Jude Bellingham?
Yeah, at the risk of sounding dismissive, and I think there is a risk of doing so, I'm not convinced this is a massively big deal. Now, I think obviously the absence of Vinicius meant there was a greater chance that Rodrygo would play. And I think he possibly would have started, but I'm not entirely sure he would have done. I'm not entirely sure that Arbeloa would have structured the team in that way. I think that they are a good enough side to defeat Benfica, despite what happened last time, over two legs, even with those absentees. And actually, you know, let's take it back to the debate we were having earlier on about trying to find a place in the team for Mbappe, Vinicius and Bellingham. Well, two of the three aren't there now, and maybe we'll see Mbappe in a different environment with different movement around him, with different occupation of space. Maybe we'll see a Real Madrid side that covers more ground, that puts more pressure on, that is a more kind of a coherent whole. And so I think, of course it matters, and of course it matters in the context of missing two other big players as well. But I don't think this hurts them as much as other absences will do.
All right, well, from Real Madrid, let's focus a little bit now on their rivals, Barcelona, because Lamine Yamal, the star boy there, has been speaking out again. He says, my playing style does not rely on goals. It stirs controversy because I can play well and people will say that I didn't play well if I don't score. Then, if I score, they say, okay, I scored, but I didn't play well. My goal is to play for the team to win. I'm not thinking about the Ballon d'Or. I just want to enjoy my football and win titles with Barcelona and the national team. Frank, do you like what Lamine's saying? Yeah, I knew you would.
Yes, you see, that's the guy who thinks about football, who thinks about his teammates and about collective awards. Thank you, Lamine Yamal. I love you.
Right. So I'm not thinking about the Ballon d'Or, but I'm going to mention it. Right?
Maybe it wasn't the question. You don't know, Ali.
Okay, look, I love me some Lamine Yamal. I really do.
Not as much as Gavi or Pedri.
Well, not as much as Pedri, but I do love me some Lamine Yamal. But what I would say is that if you watch his body language in the game against Albacete this past week, where the ball was not getting to him and he was putting his arms up in the air, that doesn't quite go along with this whole, I'm just here to play my football and win titles with Barcelona. Lamine Yamal is a tremendous talent. And of course, he should not be thinking about any other thing other than winning titles with Barcelona and playing well. The other thing that he should not concern himself with is what other people are saying, whether he's scoring goals or not. If he feels, and Hansi Flick feels, and his team feels like he's being effective on the field, and he's actually making a difference, that's all he needs. He doesn't need anything from anybody else.
All right, well, Lamine Yamal will definitely be back in action with Barcelona as they are back in action this weekend against Mallorca. That's on Saturday, 9:45 a.m. Eastern Time on you-know-where, ESPN+. And then Real Madrid will be in action on Sunday away to Valencia. Can always be a little bit tricky, you never know. 2:30 p.m. Eastern Time for that one. Our rankings and
a couple of surprises in here.
How beautiful does that list look?
First of all, let me just say, Bayern are out after drawing with, who was it, Hamburg, and lost to Augsburg the week before, so they're out. Porto out because they
Look at you,
lost the league.
Bundesliga, Shaq.
I know.
Right, yeah,
He's all over it.
I'm hammering everybody if you don't you dare draw a game around here. But for the second week running, Manchester United stay top. Made hard work of it and keeping it over against Fulham, but they got the win. They deserve to stay there. Barca too.
Yes, indeed.
Arsenal are back up, given Bayern struggles and how convincing they win the cup. PSG, Inter, Olympiacos are in. Hoffenheim, third in the Bundesliga, putting together a very good run. Let's not be surprised.
You don't know the rest. You don't know the rest, do you?
Bodo Glimt was there, and I can't remember who else.
Shaka, I'll pull it. Augsburg is there.
Is still there.
You did
After they
mention-
beat
yeah.
Bayern and continue to win. And who else? Bodo Glimt,
Hoffenheim.
Augsburg, and Hoffenheim. Oh, yeah, I said Hoffenheim.
Oh, you said Milan.
And Milan are putting together a decent run. Yeah, there you go. That's the 10.
That's it.
These are your rankings, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I know Ale definitely has no problem with the top team there, Manchester United, in case everybody missed that graphic.
Right.
But Ale, what do you make of it?
Well, it's obvious that Shaka, much like the rest of the world, has fully and wholeheartedly
There we go.
drank the Kool-Aid when it comes to Manchester United. I suppose it's a good time to
Pretty
be a
nice
Manchester
Kool-Aid.
United fan.
Have some nice
And
Kool-Aid.
you've gone through some dark times. You would know this, Alexis, and we're only talking about Manchester United, nothing else. And obviously now it's time to be excited. Shaka is excited. I'm a positive guy. I'm not angry like Sid nor Frank, so I'll celebrate Shaka's algorithm this week.
We celebrate it.
I like how Sid has become the bar for angry people.
For angry people. I love how Alice said that I know about dark times, but he's talking about me supporting Manchester United, not my love life or anything.
What? I'm sorry, what?
Which is very much like Manchester United's life at the moment as well.
What? All right.
Frankie,
Okay.
what did you
Okay.
make of our boy Shaka's power rankings?
I think it shows that Shaka needs to go on holidays to the carnival, because he's getting very tired.
Oh, he's counting
What
down.
you should say that, Frank?
He's counting down. Three shows left. Technically two, because
Two
we're
and a
almost
half.
done this one.
Two and a little bit.
Two and a little bit. Two and a
Who's
quarter.
counting?
Who's counting? Shaka.
How about Sid?
Sid,
What
what
does
did you
Sid?
make? What did you make of this list? Or are you going to mention teams that aren't on the list?
I'm just disappointed that we're going to reach the very end of Shaq's power rankings, and I'm still going to know what the criteria is. This is based on.
That's the point, Sid. It's a moving target.
Yeah, I think
there
it
is
is.
no
Nobody knows.
criteria.
Secret
He's
sauce.
so good.
knows.
You know, just like much like we do in the Caribbean when we're cooking, we season with heart, with feeling.
It's a
So Shaka just does his
closely
power
guarded
rankings.
secret. It's right there with Colonel Sanders' special recipe with the formula for Coke and the power rankings.
For what?
The formula for Coca-Cola. Oh, goodness.
All right, there's Bundesliga action coming your way this
Bundesliga Shaq this weekend.
Hey.
Yeah, Sunday.
Hey.
Shaka will be on that game on Sunday. Bayern Munich up against Hoffenheim, who were in his power
Huge
rankings.
implications for the power rankings.
Yes, Shaka, tell us. What about Wolfsburg Dortmund? Why should we watch that?
I'm just, well, you won't be seeing me next week for the power rankings. Know that much.
All right, welcome into Extra Time. We've got Frankie's back, Sid's
Shaka.
back, and Angry
Shaka,
Sid.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
When you go to Trinidad and Tobago, are you going to see Dwight York?
Probably.
I think so, you know. I think he may be there. I'm not sure. I think he's going to be there.
So I understand why you put. I understand the power ranking. So okay, I got it.
Frank, you're assuming that he puts this much thought into it. That's a mistake.
Shaka did it just to give me something to smile about.
I'm easily bribed, Frank.
Easily bribed.
Easily bribed.
We know.
That's also part of the formula, Sid.
All right. Speaking of Sid, it's the very first question, and it's for Sid. Sid, it's been nearly 15 years since you wrote Fear and Loathing in La Liga. If you could add 2 chapters to describe what has gone on since, what would they be like? Wow, how much time do we have?
What a question.
I know.
Wow.
Wow. All right, look, obviously, since it was written, we've had Real Madrid go on that incredible Champions League run. The only problem with that, I suppose, as a chapter, as a focal point of a book about the rivalry, is that their Champions League run isn't so much about the rivalry. But I guess you could do that thing of you've got a Barcelona team that's dominating domestically and Madrid dominating in European terms. And the other really interesting thing, I suppose, is the kind of the politics and the business of the last 4 or 5 years, in which, because of the Super League project, you've had Madrid and Barcelona on the same side, and now very spectacularly broken up again. And very spectacularly broken up again, of course, around the Negreira case. So that would be another focal point as well. You know, so much of the story is built on the idea that the other team is somehow not playing fair. So the relationship between the two and the influence upon that of the Negreira case, which is one of the great scandals, of course, of Spanish football history, would maybe be an interesting and extra chapter.
I don't want to be an
But I'm not
editor.
writing more chapters. I couldn't,
want,
honestly. No, thanks.
I don't want to be an editor for Sid.
No.
But there's a
nothing
chapter.
to edit. It's perfect.
There's a chapter to be added on the post-Ronaldo, post-Messi, Real Madrid and Barcelona, and what they have become both on and off the field.
Wow, Sid, you better get writing soon.
And you have to write that hit
No,
piece on VAR.
Yes.
You have to slate VAR as well, Sid.
And write another book. Yeah.
Sid's next book is going to be about VAR and officiating in Spain.
Fair and loathing in VAR.
That would be fascinating, wouldn't it? Oh, it'd be so much fun.
Mostly loathing.
Fear and mostly loathing
maybe I could write
in
a book.
VAR.
Maybe I could write a whole book uncovering the secret formula behind Shaq's power rankings. Finally revealing the truth.
That you will never get. You will never
You're
get.
going to need your glasses for that, Sid.
All right, next question. Is every international player from now until the final whistle of the season not thinking 100% about the league team, but more on a don't get injured or spent World Cup bound chance with their national team? Hence their consistency issues, like Twix, old tagline, 2 for me, none for you, Biz. Frank, you didn't like that one?
No, because every World Cup or every international tournament, we have that question. They are football players. They go for it. If you start thinking of that, it's when you're going to get injured. I'm pretty sure. So you go for it, you play, and if you are in a good shape, you're going to play the World Cup or you're going to play the European Championship or some other things in South America. But no, you don't think about, I'm going to slow down because I don't want to get injured. No, it's when you're going to get injured if you do that.
Agreed.
Everyone?
I concur.
You concur.
I concur.
You know, Shaq, that you're not going on vacation right now. So if you want to give a longer answer, you can.
Thanks for letting me know, Alan.
He's rationing his answer because he has the last 2 more shows. Oh, I love how Shaka's already checked out, already mentally checked out. Next question. Who's more likely to win the Champions League this season, Manchester City or Liverpool?
Oh, God.
Let's let Shaka answer this one. Too much thinking.
I can't see either of them winning.
But who's more likely of the 2?
I don't know. That's like saying who's
Who'd
more
you
likely
trust
to
more?
play for Real Madrid, me or Ali. None of us are doing it.
Oh, hang on.
Wait a minute.
Hang on.
Wait a minute. I think
Hang
that
on.
answer is clear.
That's good. I mean, Ale does have the diving and the theatrics that officials in Spain are willing to overlook.
That's a fair point. So then I guess I have to give an answer. Oh, boy.
Just say who you trust.
I'm going to say City are more likely.
Okay. Good.
Really? City more likely? All right. If City gets everybody back fit, City are more likely.
No, see, now you're...
Give me something here. I don't know how to
What do you mean?
differentiate between them two. None of them winning it.
Sid, what do you think? I know you're a Liverpool man. No.
Yeah, I somehow I can't help feeling that City at some point will get it right, but then the evidence over the last 18 months is that that's just not true. I'm going to go Liverpool.
Shock. Frank?
I go for Liverpool because of the recent results and the fact that some players are getting better, and in the other side, Manchester City are not getting good right now, so I'm going for Liverpool.
Oh, you want an answer from
Hi.
me? Don't stare at me like that.
I thought you could feel it. You could feel the stare.
I'm gonna say begrudgingly Manchester City.
Okay.
But
You just have that much more faith in them.
very little more faith, but yes.
I don't know
Okay.
if I'd use that term either.
Okay, cool. Next question. Shaka. Oh.
Yeah.
What he hates this, that he's gonna have to think again. Shaka, what did you make of Romero's Insta post and subsequent Thomas Frank comment saying that it's being handled in-house?
Nothing on either side. I applaud Romero for saying what he said. I think it's there for everybody to see.
Yeah.
While like this, and I still don't understand why players feel a need to go to social media to speak up, but I guess that's today's game. But I have nothing wrong with what I saw nothing wrong with what he said. I applaud it. I saw nothing wrong with Thomas Frank's response either. I thought that was on the point as well.
Frank, what did you make of it?
I agree with 100% with Shaka. I concur. You know, that's exactly what I fear. No, but it's true. It's true. There's nothing to say. You know, Romero made the right comment, and Thomas Frank reacted to it in the right way. So nothing much to say. They showed their love for the club. Let's say.
All right, well, there you go. I mean, Cristiano Romero is someone that has definitely been outspoken before, so at least people are getting... I'm all for people airing things out. Get it out, so it just festers inside.
Not everything. Not everything needs to be aired, Alexis.
Maybe not on social media, but it's good that they have healthy dialogue.
Not an extra time either, Alexis.
Okay.
Not everything needs to be aired.
Aired. What am I airing?
Are we still? We're still talking about Cristiano Romero.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
I'm just saying, you know, it's good to see that. You know, you have healthy conversations.
All right.
I suppose on social media, but we move. All right, Sid. Oh, no, me. Oh, me.
Oh.
Who are your favorite United players from each decade, 1980 and onwards? Wow, 1980. Well, I wasn't born, so I would start from 1990s. But 1980s, I do love me a Brian Robson. I have met him many a time at Old Trafford, and he's just, I love me some Robbo.
All right.
I love me some Robbo. 90s, wow, that is hard. How do you choose? I could say Yorkie because that's who made me like Manchester United. I mean, there is Giggsy, there is my boy Cantona, who is very dramatic, and I think of myself as very dramatic as well. But I love me a Paul Scholes.
All right.
A Paul Scholes, man. I would have 11 of Scholesies if I could.
Done.
And the knots?
Well done.
That's like Y2K, right? Yeah. Oh, gosh, that's hard. Ooh, that is hard too.
Tens?
I mean, I feel like that's when Cristiano Ronaldo came in. And then once Cristiano's there, I don't think anyone's beating him for me. And he goes again into the 10s. But I am going to make a special place in the 10s for either, and Shaka will love this, Edwin van der Sar. Loved me an Edwin van der Sar. Great Wall of Holland. And a Nemanja Vidic. I feel like I would have had all Nemanja Vidic's in my backline if I could today.
Fair enough. Tens?
Oh, this is where it gets hard. Respectfully.
That was tens. No, that was tens.
This is the 20s.
Yeah, 20s. 20s.
This is where the pain. This is where the pain began and continues. You know what? It may be a controversial opinion, but I'm going to go with my boy Marcus Rashford.
Oh boy.
I do love me some Marcus. I know he's obviously not United now, but
Oh boy.
there is nobody that represents and loves Manchester United quite like him. So I'm going to say Marcus.
There you go.
There you go.
I'm not sure I'm in a position to concur or not, but carry on.
Yeah, that was my question.
Slim pickings. Slim pickings in the 20s.
Slim pickings in the 20s, but it is what it is. Next question is for Sid. Sid, Matarazzo has hit the ground running at Real Sociedad. How surprised are you by his early success? And is his flexibility a refreshing change from system-first managers?
Yeah, I mean, I think we shouldn't assume there is no system, but I think he has been flexible. I think they've been adaptable depending on the game. I think he's clearly reached the player in a way that Sergio Francisco, the previous manager, just couldn't do. You listen to the players now, and lots of players when a new manager comes in, they always kind of say, oh, he's really changed our mindset. He's much better. But you listen to him now, and you can tell they're telling the truth. That this isn't just a platitude. That he's found a way of getting them competing. So am I surprised? I'm surprised that he's gone 7 games without losing. Admittedly, one of those games is a game against Barcelona, and them not losing was a little bit of a miracle. But I'm not actually surprised that he got a reaction from what I think is a very talented squad and shouldn't have been anywhere near as bad as they are. But what he's done so far has been virtually flawless from the very start, and it's brilliant to see because they're a great club, and it feels like he's really connected with the city as well as with the team. So yeah, I'm really pleased.
Shaq, is that your Twitter handle when you go to Carnival?
Fat Party Animal 1.
At Fat Party Animal 1.
Yep, you just wait. Wait.
No, the Fat Party Animal. We'll say Tall Party Animal. That's what he is. Next question is for Ale. Ale, I've been getting into the NFL recently and watch a lot of analysis. With the Super Bowl coming up, it feels like the quarterback is all anyone talks about as the heart and brain of the team. Is there a position or player in our football that's comparable to a quarterback? Good question. I would say the goalkeeper is the brain of the team. Right, Shaka?
Yeah. Well, the obvious answer when it comes to the quarterback of the team would be somebody who is in the middle of the park and who controls the tempo of the game for a particular team. So if you are thinking of Real Madrid over the last decade, think Toni Kroos. That sort of kind of maybe translate into the same sort of control that you need from the quarterback position and understanding of where everybody needs to be on the field. You would like it to be to where players and on the field, on the soccer field, would know their roles in a manner in which you didn't have to have Toni Kroos telling you to go left or go right. The difference in our soccer or in our football is that you, as a player, you may have a game plan as to what you want to do as a team, but you're not limited by you're going to run 10 yards here and then cut and run a post or a curl route or whatever the case may be as a wide receiver. There is more room for you to be able to create. Whereas in the NFL, if you get creative as a route runner, you may get yourself in trouble because much of the game is about anticipation from the quarterback. And the quarterback is expecting you to be somewhere, and he's anticipating the throw, and he's putting the ball where you're supposed to be. You decide to get creative, now all of a sudden it's an interception, it's a turnover. So that's where the sort of similarities and differences begin between the two games.
Our Ale Moreno, what can't this man analyze?
Can I say something? Can I say something?
Of course, Frank.
In my time, I was seeing the quarterback in my position where I saw Franz Beckenbauer, Ronald Koeman playing for Real Madrid, Fernando Hierro, Laurent Blanc, and some others where, in fact, I thought that they were like quarterbacks because they were leading the game and the first pass, and they can have long range as well passes, and they were deciding for the game. You don't have that positioning anymore, but I felt that those players were like quarterbacks in my time, where they were really starting the action. It's maybe what I thought at the time that could be compared as a quarterback.
All right. We'll leave it at that one then.
All right.
I'm ready for Super Bowl now.
Okay.
Next question is for Sid. Sid, prime David Villa or prime Fernando Torres?
Oh, boy.
Oh. Well, can they not play together? I mean, they played together with the Spanish national team. Okay, I'm going to go for Fernando Torres.
Want to say why?
Just a little bit more to his game. Yeah, more physically imposing, more dynamic, more explosive, more exciting. I think David Villa is a subtle player, a brilliant footballer who I think has been overlooked far too much during his career, and particularly in Spain because he didn't play for Madrid or Barcelona until later on, and he didn't really have that lobby behind him. And also, I suppose the fact that Fernando Torres went to England and at least for the first 18 months before kind of injuries got caught up with him and before he started to struggle a little bit. I think those first 18 months or so at Liverpool was so electric. So yeah, I think Fernando Torres.
That 18-month period at Liverpool, at that point, Fernando Torres was the best out-and-out striker in the world.
Yeah.
And I think people forget because of what he ended up becoming post-injuries, and it's almost as if people just forget about what he was, and what he was is that dynamic, fast, change of pace, strong finisher, a guy who had movement with and without the ball. Fernando Torres was an excellent player. Injuries played a major part in his career.
And the next question is for Frank. Frank, what is your favorite Winter Olympic sport?
Oh, boy.
I love all of them, and of course skiing and seeing the guy going so fast. I love skiing, and I was last month at in the Alps,
of course.
And I love it. And I realize, when you go for a long slope, without stopping, and the pace that they go, the speed that they put, and how hard it is for the quads, when you finish it, it's really amazing. So I'm very fond of skiers. And I love Olympic sport. How do you call that when the guys and the girl dancing and ice skating? Ice skating. Yeah, I love it. It's so beautiful to watch. I love to watch that too.
There is figure skating that you do in pairs, but there's also ice dancing. They're two different. Yeah, they're two different competitions.
Yes, ice dancing.
Ice dancing.
Yeah. Ice dancing.
I didn't even know that. Shaka, you know ice dancing?
You don't remember from the UK the ice dancers Torvill and Dean or something like that? Come on. If you don't know your Olympic history.
Once there's ice and winter involved, Shaka and I take ourselves out.
Nothing to do with me.
No, don't start
Where do you think I'm from?
I don't know. But that's why I'm questioning us. That's what
don't even bring in Cool Runnings and the bobsledding.
There wasn't two American girls fighting, in ice dancing, and one tried to stab the other one.
Well, no, that's ice skating.
That's
ice skating. That's Nancy Kerrigan and Tonya Harding.
Tonya Harding, yeah.
Exactly. Well, that's kind of the same. So
it's a little healthy competition. Healthy. You got to do what you got to do sometimes, right?
Whoa.
That was dark. Next question. Who are you calling from ESPN FC if you're on Jeopardy, the game show, when you have to use phone a friend? So someone very knowledgeable across.
I'm calling Ali.
Really?
Yeah.
I feel like that too.
What? I'm calling you.
Well, you have to make sure someone will actually pick up. Exactly, because I don't want to pick up.
I'm calling Ali. I'm calling you I'm calling Ali.
I feel like I'd call Gab. Gab looks like he knows a lot about a lot.
Well, and if he doesn't, he'll tell you that he knows it.
Yeah.
Well, he'll let you know that he knows something.
Every question's about VAR, I'm calling Sid.
Yeah, any VAR questions you're calling.
I'm calling Sid.
Ale, what about you? Who you calling?
Well, out of principle, I'm not calling Gab, because if he gets it right, then he's going to be hanging it over your head.
Yeah.
He's going to be hanging it over your head. You won because of me.
He's going to want half the prize. Yeah.
No, I don't want.
Yeah.
You know what? There's a lot of books behind Sid.
Yeah.
All that information has to go somewhere. I'm going to go with Sid Lowe.
You're going to go with Sid Lowe? All right. So if Ale's calling Sid Lowe, who does Sid Lowe call?
I'm calling Ali back and saying, so what was the question again?
What do you think?
We're going to lose, Sid.
You're going to lose.
Go with your gut.
Shaka already said he's calling Ale, and Ale doesn't answer very many calls. So you're running the risk. Sid, surely.
Can I call you? Would you know the answer?
Well, it depends on what era. If you're going to ask me about 70s, 80s when I wasn't born, probably not.
If the question is about the 1998
Said she won't know the answer.
We would all call Frank.
I know a lot about history.
Don't call her Sid. Don't.
History. I do love history. Cheers, Shaka. Sid and I have many a good deep chat, Sid. So I appreciate if you would call.
Oh boy.
I think the answer. I think the answer is Gab. But the thing is, you've just. I mean, right. As someone who's not a regular watcher of Jeopardy, just explain to me. Does this answer need to be given out quickly? Because if it needs to be given out quickly, then ringing Gab is just not going to work.
Actually, to be honest, you don't get to call anybody on Jeopardy.
No. Yeah, it's not Jeopardy.
It's
who wants to be a millionaire?
It's Who Wants to Be a Millionaire.
Who wants to be a millionaire? Is the show.
Yeah.
Is that show still around?
I don't know, but I still want to be a millionaire.
Sounds like that. Huh?
Frank, who are you calling from all of us?
Not seriously, I would call Craig to hear him saying, I don't give the stuff. That would be funny.
That's true.
But seriously, I would call our producer of today's show, Pete, because he knows exactly about everything.
He knows a lot about a lot.
Yeah.
Pete would know a lot about useless facts in movies.
Yeah. But would he answer? That's the thing.
Well, I don't know. I think Sid's had enough of us, to be honest with you.
Yeah, Sid's...
He's taking the headphones off. He's like, forget it, I'm out.
Right.
All right, don't worry.
It died on me, unfortunately.
You're the guy
I'm
making
still trying
angry
to
Sid
listen
even
to it.
angrier.
We've had a long show. His AirPods died and he tried to play it off, but I could hear my echo.
It's like, you can call me if you want to, but I'm not going to answer.
All right, well, the last question is for our Frank Leboeuf. Frank, start, bench, or drop the following: French fries, French bread, French toast.
Oh boy.
Are any of those actually French? Well, French bread.
So I will go for French bread because that's really French. And the two others are not even French. French fries are from Belgium, and French toast, I don't know. I guess it's from America. So
yeah.
But I go for French bread, French fries, then French toast.
Wow, dropping French toast. That's. I love it.
I think
Yeah,
I'll
it's
go
too
the
greasy.
same, you know.
It's too greasy.
You can't beat a good French fry. You have French fries.
You know what? I'm not really a French fry person.
But
I like French toast.
he said French bread first.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna go
So
French
you put
bread
the French
first.
bread first?
Okay.
Yeah, French bread first. I'm agreeing.
Yeah, but you just said you can't beat a good French
No,
fry.
I agree with him. French bread is top.
Okay.
Then the
All right.
discussion becomes between
All right.
French fries and French toast. And I go fries.
I'm gonna tell you something. I don't know if we can mention the brand or not, but the Golden Arches French fries.
Fire.
On
Fire.
a day after you've been out, Shaq. Just think about
Fresh
you being
French.
out.
Again, without mentioning the brand, there's 5 gentlemen that do really good fries.
Yes.
There's 5.
There's 5 of them.
Yeah, 5.
Not 4 nor
Not
6.
4.
It's 5 of them.
5 of them. Those are the winning fries.
Shaka said-
Those fries.
That too.
I could go for some 5 gentlemen fries.
Less than 6, gentlemen.
I love it. Should we also get some 5 gentlemen fries?
They're hanging out.
They're hanging out. They may make other things too.
A collection of gentlemen.
A collection of gentlemen that can fit on an ad. All right, make sure to catch us on ESPN FC, available 7 days a week. We're off to go get some 5 gentlemen's fries.